fans and friends, it is time for episode 6 of Paula's Kitchen. Today's a special one because we're going to have a guest chef with us today. We'll be meeting him in a minute. What we're going to be doing today is really special. I am actually going to make something I've never made before, full disclosure. We're going to do Cordelia Knott's famous buttermilk biscuits. Knott's Berry Farm opened their restaurant, their very famous restaurant in Buena Park, California this week for carryout. And we can't do the fried chicken, but we can sure try the biscuits off of Cordelia Knott's recipe. So we're going to do that, and we're going to pair it with a smoked chicken that my guest, Mr. Paula McKenzie, is going to be making on our smoker in the backyard. You are not going to want to miss this, you guys. All right, let's meet our chef of the day, Durango Dale.
Howdy. Good to meet you. Howdy. I was out back roping and calfing and all that kind of stuff, you know. Well, I'm getting the smoker all ready for the big smoked chicken today.
Roping and calfing? Yeah. Were you really? I think they've seen our whole yard.
Oh, we know these folks, huh?
I think we do.
Oh, okay.
They know us. I think the jig is up, Mr. Toothpick Man.
Well, first thing we got to do is we have to heat up the smoker, and we've got one of the best smokers in all the world right over here, so follow me, okay?
It's a Traeger Smoker. Let's go follow Durango Dale.
I'm going to go over there right now, and you can follow me. You can come over. Here we are. We're over here at the world-famous smoking machine right here. It took me years and years to learn how to do this thing, and you'll see today, because this chicken is going to be some of the finest smoked chicken you ever saw in your life. But first of all, we have to fill this here hopper right here, and we take these wood pellets, they call them, and we fill up this hopper. These are mesquite. We're cooking with only the best today. Mesquite wood pellets. And you put them in there, and there's your fire starter right there. Then you have to preheat, and we do that. This is complicated, so watch. Less than 8 seconds, and I'm done. It's starting to preheat. While this is preheating, let's go inside and check on Paul's buns. Let's go inside. Well, how about we check on Paul's biscuits too? And then we'll come back out and we'll smoke the chicken. All right, it's time to get that chicken prepared for the smoker outside. First thing I got to do is I got to oil her up. Here we go. Take a little bit of this olive oil and pour it over here. All over it. Nice drizzle. Put some on your hands and then get in there and just really massage it into the chicken so that it gets all that oil into every nook and cranny. Oh, look at that. That's a beautiful thing. All right, I'll be right back. I just have to clean off my hands so I can get the rub on it. All right, I got my hands all cleaned up a little bit. Now I'm going to take this special secret ingredient that we have here. This is one of them special kind of rubs that I don't want anybody to know what it is. So don't you dare try to figure out what it is, because it's a secret special rub. Anyway, you know what? It's never been opened, so I have to take everything off of it. See what happens when you try to be a smart aleck. All right, now we're ready. So we just put a little bit of that on there. Get it all covered up real nice. Oh, get it on the back side of that wing right there. And on the back side of this wing right here. And we can't forget the legs, underneath the legs. And over here, and then we just pour it on there. And then you say, you know what, Mr. Chicken, I like you a lot, and I'm gonna rub this in. I'm gonna give you a little massage before we take you out to the smoker. And Mr. Chicken's going, oh, I'm just loving this, Dale. This is good. Look at that. Look at that. Actually, you're supposed to tie these legs down, but we don't do that in this place. We just go all out. All right, let me tell you what. It's ready to go smoker. Let's do it. Let's open it up. We're preheated. We're about 375 degrees here, and I'm gonna stick it right in there. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. 90 minutes later, we come back. We don't have to do one more thing to it, except make sure that we got pellets in that there bin right there. We'll see you in a little bit.
All right, back in my domain, we're in the kitchen and we are gonna make Cordelia Knott's buttermilk biscuits. First time, a little nervous, but whatever doesn't work out, it'll go in the outtakes. It's all good. Step one, check out this apron from my wonderful Julia in Colorado. Love you, sweetie. I love this apron. All right, let's see what we need for our biscuits. This recipe comes straight from the Knott's Berry Farm cookbook, and it has very few ingredients, which typically buttermilk biscuits don't have a lot. What we've got here is flour, baking powder, and soda, salt, a little bit of shortening, a little bit of oil, and of course, some buttermilk. So let's get started. Preheating the oven to 500 degrees. Biscuits cook at a high temp. There we go. Okay guys, dry ingredients for the biscuits. It calls for 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour and then 2 tablespoons of fresh baking powder. They do emphasize fresh because apparently it loses its effectiveness if it's old. So I did go buy fresh. And it also calls for a pinch of salt, which I took that to mean 1/4 teaspoon or so. So my dry ingredients are in here, and then it wants 1 tablespoon of solid shortening. I used Crisco. And we are supposed to use an electric mixer and mix it until it resembles coarse meal. So let's see how that turns out. I've never done this with an electric mixer, so let's see how this goes. I'm doing it very low and slow because I don't want the flour to go flying all over the room. But it is in fact breaking up the shortening, so it is working. Huh, interesting. Let's check this, guys. Huh. Another couple seconds and I think it looks like coarse meal. That did break up the shortening and coat it with flour, and I think we've accomplished our goal. Let's see what happens next. All right, I set that aside. Now the next step is to grab a small bowl, take 1 cup of fresh buttermilk. I must say, I never cook with buttermilk. This is kind of creamy and bizarre, but fun. And it calls for 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and then I am supposed to stir this until it becomes foamy. This is kind of a discovery, you guys. I have no idea what to expect, but bicarbonate of soda combining with the acid in the buttermilk, my old chemistry class coming to the fore, I assume we're going to have a little bit of a chemical reaction going on here that's going to yield some really good biscuits. Now, unfortunately, I did go to the store and I could not find any Knott's, jams, or preserves, which bums me out here in Las Vegas. We'll have to use Smucker's, but it's still going to be awesome. All right, this is amazing, and yes, it is thick and foamy. Let's move on. Next step. Next step, let's put these babies together and make a dough. So here's my dry ingredients. Here's my buttermilk mixture. And I'm going to pour them together. And then it calls for beat until well blended. So let's see how this goes. You know what? It tells me it's going to be sticky, and guess what? It's really sticky. I'm going to clean off these beaters, and let's see what happens next. I have to tell you, the smell of the buttermilk is amazing already. What is Durango Dale up to? I haven't seen him in a while. How is that chicken doing? Let's go check. working hard watching that chicken cook. Uh-huh. All right, you guys, it is getting warm in here. 500-degree oven. Whee-wee. Next step, we are actually going to flour a board, and we're going to put these biscuits on it and get making them. So I just have some flour. Recipe says generously flour the board, so I'm definitely going to do that. And then I'm going to take this sticky mess and I'm going to pour it out. Ooh, it literally smells like old-fashioned bread dough. I have to say, I'm a fan already. I'm sort of liking this. We are supposed to liberally flour the top of the dough and throw a little on my hands just for good measure and pat it an inch thick.
You don't roll it?
No, no rolling on this biscuit dough. So, wait a minute. I thought you were out there goofing off in the backyard.
No, that's Durango.
Are there two of you?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys, you heard it here first.
Oops.
You blew your cover, Durango. Oh, this is kind of fun, can I say? Alrighty, it calls for a biscuit cutter or a juice glass, and I happen to have a little juice glass here. If you use a juice glass, you're going to make a total of about 18 2-inch biscuits. So let's see how this goes. Oh my lordy, how cool this is. I have not made homemade biscuits, I'm ashamed to say, in a really long time. So this is very inspiring to be doing this. And honestly, you guys, you've watched me do all of it. This has not been hard, not by a long shot. Oh, that one got sticky. And then I'm going to have to pick up some of the excess dough and make some more. All right, next step. We need 2 baking pans. The actual baking is going to happen in 11 by 7. I just need an extra pan because you have to dip them in about 1/4 inch of... Future Paula here. That 1/4 inch is way too much oil. If I were to do this again, I'd use far less than that. Vegetable oil in the one pan, and then you're going to bake them in 1/4 inch of vegetable oil in the second pan.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, I'm not. So it's almost a baking deep fry type thing. So, like I said, I fought hard with these, so I got my little spatula and hoping that's going to help me. You dump it in the oil, like so, and then move it. And they are supposed to touch one another when you put them in the pan. The yield was about what they said. I don't know if I got about, it's going to be close to 18, so we'll probably do a row of 6 by 3. See how these come out. This is tricky. I think I'd rather be out in the pool with Durango Dale. All right, I'm going to have to squeeze these a little bit together to get that last row in there, but that'll just make them grow taller instead of wider, and that's a good thing. So, and I am going to, you know, we told you guys that we feel like we earn our dinner at the end of this. This one, I'm definitely going to feel like I earned. Oh, that's like 2 stuck together.
Oh, wow.
Hey, we don't even need outtakes. We'll just show it to you straight up.
We got no choice.
Going in the oven.
Okay, let's take a look. Okay, cut.
Masterpiece.
Let me see.
500 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes.
All right.
I need a break. Now Not ashamed to say it, you guys. I'm kind of sweaty. That was hard work. All right, it is time for me to leave the kitchen while those guys are in the oven, and let's go see what Mr. Dale is doing with that smoked chicken. I cooled off in that 10 minutes. I feel better, but it is smelling amazing in here. Let's see if these guys are done. Oh my gosh, they're awesome. Oh, they smell like nothing I've ever made before. Oh. I think it's the buttermilk. All right, we are gonna let those cool off. We're gonna get our side dishes made, and we are gonna have a wonderful barbecue with some homemade buttermilk biscuits.
All right, guys, it's been about an hour and a half, and we're getting ready to open up the grill. What we're looking for is nice dark bark all over the whole entire chicken. So it might look burnt to you, but when you cut into it, it's going to be juicy, succulent, and just terrific. So let's see what happens. Oh, wow. There it is. There it is, in all its glory. Doesn't look too appetizing, does it? Honestly, though, when you cut into it, it's just going to be perfect. I hope. Let's try it.
We have let the chicken sit for about 10 minutes with a little foil tent to let it relax before we cut into it. So let's take a look. And let me first of all cut off the... All right, I just want you, cameraman, to appreciate the juice pouring out of this fella.
Oh, look at that juice.
Look at that as I disconnect the drumstick and the dark meat.
Oh, it is falling off the bone.
Yep. That is
absolutely
look at that. Beautiful, that white meat. Let me cut in close to the breastbone. Look at that.
Oh, that is beautiful.
That is beautiful. I'm going to cross cut it a little bit. And we are going to serve. Oh my gosh, look how beautiful these cutlets are. We are going to serve. Let's eat.
What do you think?
Little picnic.
Let's do it. Oh my goodness. That looks fabulous. That chicken is so moist, and those biscuits look terrific. Paula, what do you think?
This was not easy, you guys. This was a bit of a challenge, but the biscuits do look delicious. The chicken looks fabulous, and this is one of those ones we really earned. This was a fun way to spend the day. I'm hungry.
Our first collab.
Yeah, our first kitchen collab on camera anyway.
Yeah. I think we did okay.
I think we did okay. That chicken really is just moist, and it smells amazing. I can't wait to bite in.
Let's eat it.
I'm going to have a little bite of this fabulous moist chicken. That sweet rub is so good.
And that thanks to Mrs. Knott as well for the recipe.
Yeah, no kidding.
We'd have to take a bite of that too. Let's just see how it came out.
That chicken is unbelievable. So
look at that.
There you go, guys.
Oh,
flaky biscuit.
That's first time.
Yeah, first time ever. Not as tall as the ones in the photo, but you know what? They're brown and really flaky and good.
All right, guys. Hope you had a good time. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, this is Durango Dale saying that there was a little problem here, and we're working on it right now. This is like an outtake for you. We don't have the above camera shot on, but we're getting back to it, right?
Yeah.
Durango Dale here. What'd you think about that dinner? That was pretty good, wasn't it? That chicken was real moist, and those biscuits were to die for. Stay here on this channel because every single Sunday, my cousin does one of them videos. He's a good-looking kid, too. Check him out.